Facts for you.
Bill Burr repeatedly mocked the Star Wars franchise and its fans before accepting the role of Mayfeld in The Mandalorian. He was cast because it was believed his past criticism of the franchise would make his casting more amusing. That the rarest insect in the world is the Lord Howe Island stick insect. It was believed to be extinct since 1920 until some were found again in 2001. In 2006 there were only about 50 of them, but only 2 years later their population increased to 700. About Jack Phillips, the 25-year-old Godalming-born telegraphist was aboard the Titanic when it hit an iceberg on April 14, 1912. He stayed at his post until the ship sank, frantically contacting nearby ships, in an attempt to save hundreds of lives. His body was never found. That your printer puts information in every sheet you print that will allow authorities to track any printed page back to your printer. This hidden information most likely survives scans and photos of your printed documents, allowing those to be tracked as well. Nearly 75% of all aluminum ever produced is still in use today due to recycling. That cheetahs are native to Asia in addition to Africa. The Asiatic cheetah is a critically endangered subspecies whose range has shrunk to Iran's central plateau. It's believed that there were fewer than 50 individuals in the wild as of 2017. That Switzerland is the richest country in the world by financial assets per capita, with USA coming in second. Simpsons creator Matt Groening is left-handed, and that's why there was a whole episode devoted to Ned Flanders and his leftorium. That Santos Dumont, a Brazilian aviator, believed that air travel would bring world peace, therefore he offered his works for free, was accused of espionage during World War I. And he killed himself after witnessing planes being used in warfare. The roof of some Tesla models appear orange and red when wet due to a protective UV or infrared layer in the glass to reduce heat. Water droplets cause light to bounce around and reflect some of the infrared light normally not visible to us in a form that is visible to our eyes. Steve Jobs was frequently switching iPhones during its first presentation because they would quickly run out of RAM and crash. After the Battle of Blair Mountain, 1921, striking miners feared jail and confiscation of their guns. Many decided to hide their weapons in the woods before leaving Logan County. Collectors and researchers are still finding weapons and ammunition hidden around the site to this day. That a man from Kansas challenged his wife from Iowa to a sword fight over custody dispute, asked the judge for a 3-month delay in order to obtain Japanese samurai swords for combat, then was ordered to take a sanity test. In an effort to set the world record for the longest drift, BMW used one M5 to refuel another M5 5 times by drifting alongside it. That in 1940, the Nazis sent 12 spies to Britain to pave the way for an invasion. However, the plan failed due to the ineptitude of the agents. None of them were that fluent in English, and they lacked basic knowledge of British customs. The massive cannons used by the Ottomans to besiege and capture Constantinople in 1453 were again bought out for a bombardment against the Royal Navy, almost 400 years later, in 1807. In Lord of War starring Nicolas Cage, they bought 3,000 real guns for the filming because it was cheaper to buy real guns and resell later than buying props. They also rented 50 tanks, which were only available for a short period because the source said to sell them to Libya later. That while filming Spider-Man: Homecoming 2017, Michael Keaton would whisper, "I'm Batman" to Tom Holland during fight scenes. "We have a fight in the movie and I punch him." He turns around and says, in a deep voice, "I'm Batman." He kept doing Batman quotes on set, Holland said. That despite a diet of up to 7,000 calories per day and weighing up to 400 pounds, sumo wrestlers typically do not suffer from symptoms of obesity due to their intense workout regimens. Upon retirement, however, they must seriously cut calories or become at risk for cardiovascular disease. Rafael Gray, a hacker who posted stolen data of over 6.5 thousand credit cards, claiming that the law enforcement was too incompetent to stop him. Gray's arrogance annoyed ex-hacker Chris Davis so much that he found Gray's information and informed the FBI about the crime, leading to Gray's arrest. A 60-year-old Japanese truck driver found out he was accidentally switched at birth in 1953 at Senokikuei Hospital in Tokyo. His biological parents are a rich family, and the infant who took his place grew up to be the head of a real estate company. Meanwhile, he was raised by a poor single mother. That Robert Downey Jr. was paid $10 million for only 8 minutes of screen time in Spider-Man: Homecoming. He got paid over $1 million per minute he's in the movie.
Please subscribe to our channel just for you, and like the videos. We both know it won't take more than 30 seconds, pardon I meant seconds. So come on, do it. 'Cause everything uploaded here is just for you.